I picked up Attack of the Killer Tomatos for the NES. It's a game I've always wanted. Even for...
based off the cartoon, right?
Based off the cartoon, yeah. Which is based off the second movie.
Which is based off the first movie. In name alone.
In name
alone. And character.
And Dr. Gangrene.
Yeah, and Monster Tomatoes.
And Wilford, or what's his name? Wilbur Finletter. Okay, so basically it's all based on everything. I don't... you distracted me, you son of a... This game is something that's always eluded me, and I finally grabbed it.
Did you get $3 off the whole lot?
I did not get any discount. I went online for this one. I couldn't wait.
Oh, wow.
I've been looking for NES games out in the wild, and this is not one I ever came across. There was a few that I was like, I'm tired of waiting. I'm just gonna grab them so we could enjoy them together or apart, whatever you want to do. But this game, it's pitiful. It's terrible.
Is it better than Beetlejuice?
Yes.
Right.
Anything is better. I did say Beetlejuice was the worst game I've ever played, and it's pretty close. Back to the Future might beat it, but...
Is it better than Bill and Ted?
Ooh, I forgot about Bill and Ted.
I will kick you in the face right now. I will stretch this leg out.
Yeah? You can do a
warm-up.
warm-up?
On the same level.
Hold on, I gotta get down in the downward dog position for about 13 minutes. Then it's sweet chin music.
Then it is sweet shin music, my friend. Or sweet, at least midsection.
Yeah, sweet shin music. Yep.
Yeah, that's what Orange Cassidy does, right?
Yeah, probably. Love that guy.
Horrible. He's terrible. He's terrible.
I saw AEW figures at the store.
Yeah. When they first came out, they were massive. Everybody was flocking to get them.
So they're not that cool anymore?
No. Okay. It's third year, I guess. It's gone to...
Do you remember this guy? The newscaster?
Whitley
White?
I do now.
Yeah. I think he was the best part of the show. Actually, I don't know if John Astin did the voice. I think he might have. He's really but this is an annoying game where you run around and stomp tomatoes. You would think it sounds good in theory, but to actually land on them...
Who made this one?
THQ.
Oh.
The guys that made No Mercy.
Yeah, it's silly, but it's a straightforward platformer, huh?
It's
side-scrolling,
straightforward for a little bit, and then you get to maze levels, which just ruins everything.
3D maze levels?
Yeah, basically.
Like your first person in it?
No, like
3/4 of the shoulder.
You'll see here when we go into the sewers, but
well, it's like Fester's Quest. It's like partially.
Well, that's a top-down. This is like.
I thought Fester's Quest also did a.
You'll see a door in the background, or like something that looks like a little bit of a hallway in the foreground that you can walk.
I swear, Fester's Quest at one point in time does 3D.
Well, I never played it enough to find. I don't think I've actually even played it. I've seen it played.
It's a great game.
No.
Yeah.
You're the only person that's ever said that.
Well, you're probably the only person that's ever brought it up in conversation. That's why.
Yeah. But this had so much potential. Like I said, if they do a GTA version of this, I'd be all in. Like,
what, where you're just like running around killing tomatoes?
You're just running around the city, and there's tomatoes going crazy, rolling over hookers and whatnot.
So that'd be more like not GTA, but like what is that one? With the zombies in the mall.
Oh yeah,
Rising.
Dead Rising.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because that was kind of silly.
Yes, exactly. Well, no, I want it to be full on, super serious, like just pure horror. These tomatoes.
Resident Evil tomatoes.
Yes, that would be phenomenal. But
well, I'm surprised there's certain things like this that they haven't said. Hey, we've exhausted all of our thought processes. Let's take something that used to be funny and make it serial. You know,
make it serial.
Make it super serial.
Frankenberry,
like
the movie.
Like that's the thing. Beetlejuice, they could take that into a hey, let's make it terrifying.
Oh, like Jamie Lee Curtis catches their house on fire, and then he comes out of the basement and slaughters everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, they could make it terrifying if they wanted to, but it's not. So
it's not.
They're not going to. They're like jokes.
Well, they're supposed to reboot this. I don't know how many Killer Tomato movies did you see?
2.
All right, so you saw the first one and the second one. First one, silly, but 70s silly. So
super camp.
Not hilarious, but
no, but like dumb only because it was like such low budget.
Right.
Like almost like the early Troma movies where they thought they were at cool at first. Like, yeah, we're gonna be serious, and it was like, We're not.
Yeah, it was like
serious
Airplane.
at all.
It was that. But then the second one was more like Naked Gun, and like they literally run out of budget for the movie halfway through, and then you see like the directors and stuff talking in the background, and they decide they have to do product placement and stuff.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden every conversation has cornflakes and Mr. Goodbar and all this crap. I mean, it's clever. It's a good one, and George Clooney is the man.
Young guy in that one, right?
Very.
Fresh off of Facts of Life, I believe.
With Joe.
Yep. You take the good, you take the bad. You take them both, and there you have the Facts of Life.
And Killer Tomaotes.
Was Joe your favorite on Facts of Life?
Probably.
I liked Natalie.
Yeah. I want to change my answer. She was in The Boy Who Could Fly.
I like Joe too, but Natalie was funny.
Was she?
Yeah. I didn't like Blair.
No.
And I didn't like Tootie.
Was that her? Tootie was from what was the other show she was in?
Good Times?
No.
Kim Fields is Tootie. Oh, later on she was in
Single.
Living Single.
Living Single.
I thought you meant like earlier.
Gotcha.
She was probably in Good Times. I think everybody in that time frame was, if they were in the Facts of Life, they were in Good Times, or they were on The Jeffersons, or they were on Archie Bunker, or they were on Family Ties, or they were on Different Strokes, or they were on Growing Pains. They were all connected.
This is the Fan Tomato of the Opera, by the way.
Oh, very clever.
Yeah, you like that?
Fan Tomato of the Opera.
That's from Killer Tomaotes Eat Friends with Skippy from
Family Ties. See what I just tell you?
Man, it all comes around,
It all comes around. Six degrees of 80s sitcoms.
It's 6 degrees of Dr. Gangrene. The toy line. Are you into the toy line for this?
I used to be. I have a few. I had a few. I got rid of them.
Do you have any of the crazy ones?
Like expensive ones?
Yeah.
No.
I just got rid of all mine. They're all gone.
I have 2 plush ones.
Plush ones?
They're small plush ones.
Really?
From Applause. They're like size of a mad ball, but they're soft.
That's soft and squishy.
So, Kim Fields appeared in 2 episodes of Good Times.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much on that one. But yeah, I thought you were going backwards. You went forward. She was in Living Single. So how many movies were there in this one?
4 Killer Tomaotes movies, and like I was saying, they were talking about a reboot in 2018, but it never materialized, so I'm very disappointed. But they still have a chance to completely make it serious, because they had Attack of the Killer Tomaotes, Return of the Killer Tomaotes, where again they just used like muscle men instead of any kind of tomato special effect. The third one was puppets that looked really stupid. Didn't have any characters from the main, from the first 2 movies, I guess. And that's just so awful.
Is it still canon though?
I hope not. Like, I don't want them to ruin the quality of this series for me, you know?
Yeah, I got you.
And then Killer Tomaotes Eat France, where Dr. Gangrene and Igor get back together and try to right the ship. And but they got giant puppets in that one. That's where they started naming them all too, like Zoltan and all these ones that they had in the cartoon were from that movie. So and the Fan Tomato of the Opera was in that movie.
Great.
Yeah.
Based on the character created by Gaston Leroux.
Exactly.
That wrote Phantom of the Opera, probably.
I hope they discussed it ahead of time. I mean, I'd hate for that guy to be in the theater and going, Sacre bleu.
Sacre bleu. Phantom of the Opera is a French story, so it's like when you get, if they're eating France and the Fan Tomato of the Opera, it just makes sense. So the exception of the Killer Tomaotes that you want to be rebooted, what other terrible 80s properties or late 70s properties of the comedy horror-ish genre would you like to see rebooted?
That haven't been rebooted?
Yeah.
Well, Gremlins, I know they're constantly talking about that. They were supposed to do a 3rd movie.
You want a sequel or a reboot?
Sequel. I always want a sequel. I never want a reboot.
Because honestly, did you like Gremlins 2?
Yes.
Because it was absurd.
It was absurd.
It was absurd.
You know me. Random mania. Come on. Yeah. That was your idea. And it had Hulk Hogan in it, interrupting the movie.
Okay, so let's take it back. What would you like to see rebooted into a serious role? Like a real deal, like, here, we're going to try to scare you with this movie.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I can't think of too many that weren't trying to scare you back then.
There's a few that weren't trying to scare you that I'd like to see scare you.
I mean, Critters is back. They've redone that, and that's a series, right? Have you seen that at all?
I've seen the first 4, I believe.
First 4 episodes? Or the first 4
the
movies?
series? No, there's a series right now?
Yeah.
What, on what channel?
The horror app.
Shutter?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I gotta check that out.
You do.
I can't
seen believe
that.
it.
Is it like real deal scariness?
I haven't seen it yet. You're gonna have to review it for us.
They should redo Ghoulies.
Yes, Ghoulies.
As a here we are, we're monstrously bad puppets.
Yeah, I mean they did go to college after all. So.
Yeah, you know, they're well educated.
Yes.
You know, this could be Troll 2.
They should just have a series and call it Troll 2, and
Yes.
it's just based on that movie.
Yeah.
Which was actually a different movie altogether, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I really think, honestly, even though there's so many of them already, if they could go back and say, hey, even though it's scary to begin with, if you're a child, if they did Phantasm now, I think Phantasm would work very well.
Yeah, that one was really weird.
It was just like an acid trip back then. You're either stoned, there's bell bottoms everywhere, there's smoke in every scene.
Well, that was the one that I was working, and I just had it playing like off to the side, and I could just hear it, but it was strange, and it was moody.
But I think they would do really well to redo a Phantasm. The Stuff.
There you go. You win. Ding,
Chud.
ding, ding, ding. Chud.
Chud, the cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers.
No, dude, they do the stuff. Double stuff.
Doubles.
That's
or big stuff. Yeah, double stuff is definitely good. Two shows in one.
Oh God.